To all, I think leadership concept changes every 3 to 5 years, and the COVID has taught us that the leaders of 5 C's according to me and 5 S's. So one of the C is like challenge acceptance, because the challenges are very, very important, and these challenges go on changing. And the COVID has shown us that the challenges, COVID-induced challenges in the business process, or even in the leadership at each and every level, is going to be very, very different. So the leader has to be ready to accept any kind of challenges which is pertinent to the business, or it may be C is communication, because I think this is an era of communication which is on. And always we talk about the aggressive communication, assertive communication, as well as passive communication. And in this crisis situation also, it is very important that the communication has to be assertive, and there is a win-win situation between the two parties, whether the leader and the junior, or leader and the peers, or the leader and the other organizations. The next important part, what we have learned during the COVID time, is another C called as a collaboration. Because the businesses are at stake, and the situation is VUCA situation, where the volatility is there, uncertainty is there, complex and ambiguity. Now, in these circumstances, the collaboration plays a very important role, and collaborative leadership is going to be very important for getting the businesses into a successful mode. The other C, which is very, very important, is creativity, and also along with creativity, there is something called as innovation. And in every aspect of life, when we start any processes, the people ask is Naya kya hai? So that Naya kya hai means it's an innovation, and the creative part of brain has to be taken into consideration, even while making a small PowerPoint presentation also. Or today, Dr. Halima has given us chance for talking about leadership. Now, during this 5 minutes also, what kind of innovative approaches you give so that the audience becomes very happy. The same is followed about the leadership. When you take a particular decision, or when you assign a particular task, when you plan something, when you look at the goals, everywhere the innovation and creativity, that C is very, very important. The 5th C, according to me, is all these things are very nice, but ultimately it boils down to something called as cost effectiveness. Because the businesses are facing challenges, we are seeing social organizations, schools, the political crisis, now our healthcare in the crisis situation, the cost is, and India still is a developing country. So whatever we want to do, whatever we want to achieve, ultimately we have to do in a very cost-effective manner. So the cost effectiveness or economy plays a very, very important role. So that is another C, what I feel. Coming to the 5S, one of the very important part about any leadership is like a self-starter or proactiveness. So he should be an initiator. And recently, let us say, if we have seen the movie of 83, now at that time there was no team meeting, but Kapil Dev, a young leader, started team meeting concept, and automatically that has impacted the team. और उन्होंने बोला कि हम लोग इधर आए हैं तो जीतना ही है, right? So, and they never won a single or won only one match in the previous World Cup. So that indicates the leadership, that he's a self-starter. He was a leader, he was setting example, making 175 runs, which actually the batsman should make, taking 5 wickets in one meeting, taking a great catch to win the World Cup of Richards. So all these are the examples what he has just because of proactiveness or self-starter. The another important point is the strategic thinking, because any leader has to think in a very, very strategic manner. And whatever the execution of action is there, this execution of action has to be excellent. So what we always, previously it was called as the total quality management, or TQM. Today it is called as execution excellence. So whatever activity we do, how qualitatively we will do it, and we maintain that quality or execution excellence in each and every function or action what we do. The most important thing what has changed in the current situation is another S, and called as speed. And the speed of action or agility has become a tremendous part of now our decision-making process and any action what we are doing. right? Because we realized after COVID that it is not the test match or it is not a one-day international match, it is a 2020 match. So whatever we want to do, we have to do a shortest period of time. And during the speed, we have to also balance out quality of the action. So it has the leaders is very, very important that the leader should not lag behind. It should quickly take a decision. The another important S about leadership is self-development. Because I have done an MBA, let us say 10 years back, but it is not relevant today. Now, what kind of certification, what kind of programs you have done in the last 1 year? And what is in 2025, what is expected of leadership, but do you knowing today? So upskilling or reskilling is becoming very, very important. So leaders of whether they are in the political background or whether they are social background, whether they are teachers or whether they are in the all the business houses, it is very essential is that they have to be updated. Not only updated, but they should know what is going to happen in the 5 years. So the self-development is S, which is very, very important. And the last important S is obviously a stress management. And today it is a concept of emotional quotient, right? A leader should be physically fit, but apart from that, he should be emotionally fit, empathy because towards his peers, towards his juniors, and he should be emotionally sound. It is very important that the crises are going to come, challenges are going to come. But during this particular period of time, how to maintain the very serenity of the mind. And that fitness comes with the practice. So it is very important is that the leader has to do emotional audit. The leader also has to have got some hobby so that his self space is there. So I think reading a book or sculptures or doing art, anything, any hobby of spending 30 minutes a day, that will keep the leader fresh and fine. Adding humor. It is very important. The WhatsApp, I use WhatsApp for humor because whatever the jokes comes on the WhatsApp, whatever the pictures comes on the WhatsApp, which have got some humor, I keep it in some gallery so that whenever there is a time, we can just run through those jokes and the humor spreads out. And the stress management technique, there are so many techniques available. It may be a yoga, it may be meditation, it may be the simple, some small mantra, anything which is followed by any sect or any religion. There is no doubt about that. Keeping mind, fitness. And for that purpose also, I have written one very beautiful book called as Emozill in English as well as in Marathi language, which is one of the best seller. So I think, thank you, Alima. Their leadership has got so many angles, but the COVID has really changed some of the angles, which important angles I put forth. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And thank